All right, y'all. We're gonna talk about collaboration part two. I had some people that wanted me to go over like some more structured pros and cons, and so we just finished our live collaboration book broadcast. And so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna come on back up here and give you guys a little bit more structure to it. Why does this thing keep popping out? Oh my goodness, are we even live? Listen. Oh yeah, I think we are. It's me eating ice now. Now I'm eating ice, y'all. Okay, so hold on. I can't see it. Oh well, I think it's still live. But yeah, so I had some people ask to get like a little bit more structure, some pros and cons and things like that to be able to go over it. And so we just finished our collaboration book broadcast. We had two people lock in. So now I had some people ask. Okay, cool. So now we're only down to just a few more spots, but I wanted to jump up here so that I could also help answer any questions. So let me see something real quick though. Um, Let me see something. One sec. One sec. Make sure I'm live on Facebook too. Yes, I am. Okay, perfect. So let's see here. Hopefully, y'all can hear me okay. And let's see. How do I? Yeah. Okay, cool. So hopefully, can y'all hear me okay? Uh, this software, EV Mux, is doing something weird with the screen, so I can't see everything. I can't see myself streaming over here, so I just want to look at. I'm gonna make sure I look on my phone to make sure I can still see myself because I don't know what it's doing over here, yo. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys a little bit more structure as far as the pros and the cons when it comes to collaboration, and how to be able to really like prepare yourself because again, as I state all the time, I do believe collaboration is vital. It is vital for our success. And so, if we want to be able to get to that level of success that we also deserve, we've got to also be willing to collaborate. So, for those watching on Instagram or if you're watching on Facebook and all the things, how y'all doing? We are live. This is not recorded. So, right now, this is live Saturday, February the 7th. It's 2:56 p.m. I've got a call to do at 4. So, since I'm going to be here, I was like, I'm going to just jump on here real quick to talk to y'all um, until I got to do my call. And if anybody has any questions, of course, you're always welcome to ask those questions. So let me pull up my Facebook because again, everything is just like looking very weird, and I want to make sure that I can see everybody. So, all right, y'all can hear me, okay? Turn on my phone. Make sure. Oh, all right, y'all can. Okay, yep, I can hear everything. So cool. So I want to talk to you guys about collaborating again. As I shared in the previous live, I have been an entrepreneur since 1999. However, it was well over 10 years before I actually ever started to see any kind of success in the entrepreneurship space. It took a minute, and wasn't until like 2009 when I started to actually earn income in entrepreneurship. And it wasn't because, you know how some people say, you got to put in your work, you got to put in your dues. I don't personally believe, hey, Wanda, how you doing, Wanda? Can you hear me okay? I don't believe it should take 10 years. It should not take you 10 years to be able to have success. My biggest challenge was I was too busy trying to do everything. I was all over the place. And honestly, I even think about like today, for those who are like just getting started in entrepreneurship, like today, and you kind of like all over the place. Ooh, I it's more difficult today than it was. Oh, excuse me, 10 years ago, guys. I might be burping and everything. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why it can be more difficult today, which also it's funny because while it can be more difficult, it's also at the same time the best time because it is easier. It can be more difficult because it's very easy to be distracted. And if you are not somebody who knows how to get laser focused on one end in mind, you'll find yourself easily divided trying to do too much. And so for 10 years, that was my problem. Like before internet was really popping as far as social media, baby, I was trying to do it all. a bail bondsman, life insurance. What else I tried to do? I was trying to do siding off of houses. Child, I don't even know what that was. I signed up for that joint and we went to the first house. I was like, oh, this ain't gonna work. I tried. I was going to do uh, the time. This is when like people started getting on the internet and doing streaming and stuff. So I was trying to do kind of like some streaming, building communities, but that was just it was just too much. What else I tried? I mean, when I say I tried, oh, I sold knives, the Cutco knives. I signed up to sell the Cutco knives. I was literally trying any and everything. I would go to all the different meetings and stuff. They tell you, hey, you could be successful at this, you could be successful at that, and it wasn't good. So for 10 years, from 1999 to 2009, I had no success, no success. And I love the conversation too, because like right now, even with me streaming, it's been a minute since I streamed. And a lot of times, people won't even watch, you won't go stream because they're so afraid of the small number of people that'll show up. But let me tell you this, y'all. I am so grateful for the few, the couple that are going to see what I'm talking about. This is why a lot of people don't have success. There's just so many different reasons why we won't do it, because we want to make sure that when we finally put it out there, it's going to be everybody's going to be supporting it. It's going to be massive. It's going to be great. I want to make sure before I partner with some people that I've earned the right and da 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 da. Let me wait until I can partner up. You know what I mean? And collaborate up and all type of stuff. And so there's just so many things. And for 10 years, that was me. I was that girl just all over the place, not properly connecting with people, just doing the stuff just all the way backwards, right? So today I'm going to talk a little bit in more depth because I already went through all that other stuff on the other live. I want to talk to you guys more as well about like, how to be able to um like the pros and the cons to collaboration. And let me shout out because we got people watching everywhere, y'all. And so let me put it on this. I'm gonna see if it'll come on the screen because right now the joint is not showing. So anyway, so okay, yeah. So I think, how old are you? Old enough. Somebody said, "How old are you?" 45. I'm old enough, darling. Uh, this probably so. I don't even know where they're watching from with that app. But anyways, yes, I can. Oh, Wanda says she can hear me. Okay, see what you're talking about. Everybody don't support you. I found out that the hard way. Yes, unfortunately, everybody does not support you. And so, okay, so let's go ahead and get into some pros and some cons. And if you want to type these pros and cons as we put them in, please don't hesitate to do so. So I can put it on the screen for everybody that's watching. We're streaming on Instagram and we're streaming on Facebook. I'm not streaming on LinkedIn. I don't know why I didn't do that, but I'm also streaming on YouTube. So wherever you guys are watching, I'm sure that we have a lot of people watching YouTube. VA in the house. What's going on, Virginia? Hey, I think this is YouTube right now watching. So yep, it's YouTube. It's just not showing right. I don't know why. Baby doll. Hello, Hampton, Virginia. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so let's get into this. So pros and cons. I'm gonna go through the cons first of collaboration, and then we'll talk about the pros, the reason why you should collaborate, right? Or what everybody should collaborate, but I want you to know the pros and the cons. So the first is the cons, right? Misaligned goals, right? Misaligned goals, and I have some notes here, so that's why I am looking at my screen. Different expectations can cause conflict and slow progress. This is so important. This is so important to understand what are the goals of your partner, the person that you're collaborating with. Hold on, y'all, because I need to be able to see my phone as well as my notes and everything else. So hold on one sec. I'm just moving this over here. So yeah, it is so important, guys, that when you make a decision to collaborate with someone, like you have got to know what is everybody's goals. Because if you are let's say you partner with someone and their goals, they only want to make an extra $10,000 a month. But you are partnering with someone because you want to make an extra $1 million a month. Like my partners right now, the conversations that we're having, we're talking about having $1 million days. And so imagine if I was to partner with them and then I say, okay, I just only want to make extra 10,000. Not being aligned with goals can cause conflict because you guys are not seeing stuff on the same level. Maybe you say, listen, I want to be able to have clients. I want to have a client where to get into my mastermind, it's going to be $50,000. Oh, well, I would never charge that. My mastermind is only going to be, this amount. You guys are not in alignment. And what's going to happen is you're going to have conflict. And I'm going to give you examples as much as I can on this because I actually have real live examples about this. So my real live example is, let me see something again, y'all. Why is this not? I'm afraid to click off. It's just joint is acting crazy. Anyways, so let me give you an example of not being in alignment. So I when I had my publishing program, like I had a publishing course, if you wanted to come to me to get your book written, hey Karen, let me just shout out Instagram real quick because I don't know if y'all know I'm really live on Instagram. Countdown Talk, Sydney Jackson, IMT, something. Hey Miss Camille, Soren, Sorel, Sean. So if you're watching me on Instagram, we're live. We're live on Facebook, and we're also live on YouTube. Okay, so shout out to YouTube, shout out to Facebook, shout out to everybody. And you know what? I should probably pull my YouTube up. No, let me do it like this. I'm gonna do it like this, just so I can be able to see the comments on both you on Instagram, because Instagram is not gonna show the comments, and then the Facebook is not gonna show. So anyway, not being aligned with the goals. So I had partnered with someone who did not have necessarily the same goals when it came to what the price points were. When I made a decision that I wanted to find additional publishers to work with, I made a very specific, where I specifically said my program was $7,000, my 3-day camp. If somebody wanted to come to me to write their book, it started at $10,000. So the type of people that I am going to be connecting you to, these are going to be people who are investing that type of money, right? And so when I partnered with individuals and they were not on the same page as far as that type of investment, they were not believing that they could actually have that kind of a price point. It actually caused conflict. And it caused conflict in a way where we had a conversation. And they said, well, a lot of people say that they don't, they can't really invest this type of amount of money per month to be a part of the program. See, we are unaligned because the clientele that I serve, the people that I actually work with, are people who already have income coming in. They already have a certain level of income too. They're not trying to figure out the end of the month. They already are making, generally, for the most part, my client base is already making close to 6 figures. So I'm not in alignment with someone who says that paying $150 a month is too much money for them to run their business. Does that make sense? And so, and it was like a major click for me because this is something that, even though I thought I addressed it, I never got a confirmation from the people I was partnering with. Is that something you're comfortable with? A membership that might cost that much. And so when you try to partner with someone and your dreams and your goals or whatever it is that you're expecting is at a different level than that person, as far as even what you want to charge, how much you want to make, it will cause conflict when you collaborate with people. When you're collaborating, you got to collaborate with people who are believing on the same level, who are saying, no, this is what I charge as well. My fees are the same. They need to be in alignment with what you charge. Number 2, another con of collaboration is uneven effort. And the unfortunate thing that I'm gonna tell you guys, a lot of times, many people don't really evaluate this up front when they make a decision to partner with, like who's going to be responsible for what. A lot of times we just get very excited about, hey, let's collaborate, let's get together. And then we don't really properly identify who's going to be doing what work. And so if you end up feeling like you might be the one doing all the work, the question is, did y'all sit down and have a conversation on who's responsible for what activities? And also understand that sometimes in the work, there may be different things that each person brings. Some people may bring the resources. Some people may bring the connections. Some people may bring the work effort, the work ethic, but you also want to make sure that it's an equally yoke on value. And so one of the things that I make, so I'll give you another example. So yes, I had a partnership with someone and we wanted to put together this incredible opportunity for people. And come to find out, and I'm a techie. So a lot of times when it comes to like software and automation and hardware and things like that's something that I just know how to do with my eyes closed. And so I end up being the one that takes on a lot of the work when it comes to technology or the automation, which is absolutely fine. But I was finding that in that partnership with this person, they weren't really doing anything at all. They weren't marketing they didn't have the same network as I did, which made it difficult. So not only did they not have the same network or better network, they also were not doing any of the work behind the scenes, like nothing at all. It was like literally just showing up, and I'm the one with the bigger network. I'm the one doing all the work. I'm the one doing pretty much everything, and they're just kind of like there. And so what ended up happening is there ended up being a big disconnect. Hey, Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills. It ended up absolutely, Carolyn, you are welcome. I'm glad you're here, and I hope that you guys are getting value with this information. And so, by the way, this was a great person. And I'm not telling you that this person was a bad person, because a lot of times you'll interpret that because someone is not doing as much work as you, maybe they're bad, or no, they're not a bad person. It's just we never came up with those clear expectations. And as I was sharing in the previous broadcast, and again, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, but I was partnering or collaborating with people who had a very big disconnect as far as value, work ethic, and network. And when I mean value, like how much they have done. And so I'm over here, I've helped publish more than 11,000 people. This person maybe only published under 10. There's a big disconnect. Does that make sense? I have a network, if we combine all of my social media accounts together, of maybe, on Instagram over 50,000, on LinkedIn over 10,000, on Facebook over 25,000. You know what I'm saying? So I have over 100,000 people plus an extensive email network. This person, maybe a fraction of that I partnered with. I'm full-time available. I can work from sunup to sundown on this collaboration. This person, part-time available because they had a full-time job. And so I want y'all to think about it. Coming in, was this a healthy collaboration? No, it was not. And does it make that person a bad person? No, it does not make that person a bad person. It's just sometimes we get so excited to partner up that we don't even think about, okay, does this even make sense? And so a lot of times when you get into these collaborations, you have someone who's not given the same effort, but it's not necessarily that they're not trying. It just was not set up at the beginning. And so uneven effort, I have seen this happen many times. People like, man, this person ain't doing nothing. Well, we never really sat down and evaluated who's going to do what and who's responsible, and availability. Number 3, loss of control. Another thing in collaborations is that you must understand is that decisions in your collaborations require compromise. And sometimes it can also dilute your vision. So I'll give you a perfect example. And I won't say that it necessarily diluted, but I also had to compromise. So for me, for several years, in my recent partnership with Ash Cash and Brian Johnson, for several years, I have preached, I do not believe authors should sell their books on Amazon. Okay. I don't believe authors should sell their books on Amazon. And of course, I have all of my reasons why. I feel like I still have very valid reasons why. But both Brian and Ash, all of their clients, they put their books on Amazon. And so you've got me where I'm like, no Amazon. And you've got them where they're like pro Amazon. Now, what we have to do is if it's making sense in this collaboration, how can we have a healthy compromise? And so we all sat down and had a conversation about what are pros and the cons and all the things, and why we like Amazon, what we don't like Amazon, and all the things, and realizing that, okay, what you're saying, Taria, is still very valid. However, here's also another alternative of how we can leverage that. And so, do I still believe that we should sell our books on our own website? Absolutely. However, are we willing to have a compromise in our thinking on, okay, well, maybe we'll still have our clients to be highlighted on Amazon, but we still want them to have their own website? That is called healthy collaboration. But what many people will do is say, well, nope, if it's not the way that I want it, then I don't want to do it. And there are some times where you got to stand on business. And if you're not willing to compromise in that because you are very steady in your thought process, then that is where sometimes you have collaborations that don't work out. So, in recap, and then we're going to go into the pros. The three cons that I discussed today on collaboration is misaligned goals. If you guys don't have the same goals, the same visions, if you want to charge $100 for a client and then they want to charge $1,000 for the same client doing the same thing, you guys are misaligned and there will be conflict. And I gave you all that example. Uneven effort. And again, remember that sometimes in some collaborations, you might have one person that might be doing more work, but at the same time, the other person has more resources. You've got to look at the balance there. And the way that I like to equate that also is like, okay, well, how much would I normally charge per hour for this? And if I am finding that, and this is one thing I love about my partnership, if I find that I'm ending up doing a little bit more work, am I being compensated for the work? Okay, if I'm being compensated, then we good. Are you bringing the resources? Then we good. Those are great collaborations. And then the other con is loss of control. A lot of times, if you guys are not willing to compromise, or if you feel like they're coming in and taking all over, and you got to make sure to have healthy conversations with your partners. And can I just add this too? This might be another thing too. And this is what I have found myself in a situation because we were not aligned in our goals, because we were not aligned in our work effort, because we were not aligned in our compromise. Also, we then got to a space in one of my partnerships where I felt like I was walking on eggshells with this person. I'm scared to even tell them about anything. As soon as I say something, it's just not going to work. Does that make sense, guys? But let's talk about the pros, because hopefully you heard in the cons how you can make sure that you don't fall into that, so that you have the right partnerships that are going to help you both to elevate your business. The one of the biggest pros in collaboration is bigger reach. And I want to even go back to where I was talking about where, I've partnered with people who did not have the same reach as I did, who did not have the same network. And of course, a lot of times your reach may be different on different things. Like for me, I'm kind of like an even balance. Like I've got followers on Facebook, I've got followers on LinkedIn, I've got followers, I try to stretch it out on many of the platforms. And so, that's great. But let's say I partner with someone who maybe they only have a reach of, 100 people, right? So who actually benefits in this collaboration when we talk about reach? Well, they benefit. And so what else can they bring to the table then if we can't get a bigger reach, if the reach is all dependent upon me, right? But when you partner with people who have equal reach, so we got Jaleesa right here, right? I know it pays to know Jaleesa, darling, mommy and all things. So Jaleesa here, let's say she's coming to the table with 50,000 followers. And then you've got Stevie who's coming to the table with 50,000 followers. And yes, maybe some of them might intertwine, but they're two different audiences we pull together. Now you got 10,000 followers. It's a young lady that I'm going to be talking to, who has a massive network of people that's nothing close to the network that I serve, but she is going to come to the table with an opportunity that I can present to her to make money. But me now presenting this opportunity to make money for her, it's going to get me in front of a bigger reach. That's a good, healthy collaboration, because she's going to walk away having earned a significant amount of money in the partnership. But it gives you a bigger reach. Shared resources. You save time and money when you guys split skills, tools, and promotion. Let me give you an example. So, okay, Ash Cash, as you guys know, if we talk about his combined reach, I mean, just on Instagram, he's getting 1 million views on his Instagrams per month. Instagram is shifting a lot. A lot of people are not following people like they used to on Instagram, but he gets over 1 million views per month on his Instagram. Well, I might be the one who's more the technology inclined, right? So he has the resources of the network. And then you have Brian, whose resources are he pretty much knows any and everybody in the space of in and out of Hollywood, in and out of self-help. He knows everyone. And so, okay, I've got the resources of the tech, the skill sets. And so my resources are over here as Brian. And yes, we all have our own networks, but one has a bigger network, but one has a bigger connection of more high level people. And then another person has the resource of the technology. And so now we bring together all the other stuff as far as our skill sets, but then we also bring together our experiences in the book space, the editors we've worked with, the formatters that we've worked with, the book printers that we've worked with. We have the tools that we've used. This is a great collaboration because we have shared resources where we're able to split that. One person is really good with being able to close out calls. Another person is really good with being able to level out and bring balance. Another person might be really good with being able to coordinate and organize the chat. Shared resources. You don't have to do it all. And then the third collaboration pro is when you partner and you level up. When you partner and you level up with individuals, guess what it also does? So you go partner with someone, and I'm gonna be honest, y'all. This is what's crazy. So I always like to use examples, right? So let's just say, for example, again, we got Jaleesa here, we've got Stevie here. Hey, Erica, the Zoom meeting was fire. Yes, are you locking in your spot in the book? I hope you're locking in one of those spots, darling. We're down to 6 spots left in the collaboration book. So Jaleesa has her own network herself of people who trust in her. Stevie has her own network herself of people who trust in her. You get 2 people who are respected by their networks, because this is what happens. You'll have 2 different types of networks. You'll have the network of people. You know how you do one of these little circles, right? You do one of these little circles. So you got the network right here are Stevie's people. Right here are Jaleesa's people. But then you have people in the middle that know them both. When you guys join forces, the people in the middle that know you both, and even those on the outside, you've just increased your value to them and increased your credibility because you guys are working together. And so when you start, and that's one of the things we talked about even in the collaboration book. So this collaboration book that we have coming out, Ash had mentioned this. It was very powerful because he was like, listen, you're now going to have a book with me, Brian, and Ash, all the 3 of us in this book. You'll be able, and we're all on the cover together. You'll be able to use this as a tool of credibility because there's people in the industry who, when you say their names, they automatically know who they are. You're going to be able to partner with people that just from that partnership alone increases your credibility. That is why you don't necessarily want to only partner down. And I'm not going to say period, no more partnering down. Find people who are on an equal playing level with you, where you guys are equally bringing value to the table. And so when you guys partner together, when people see that partnership, it increases your credibility. And everybody has that level. Everybody has a level. Your growing level. I look at many of these circles, these different circles that are growing and that have grown, whether it be the circle of CEOs or different circles out there. And a lot of them, guys, they built their circle together. We're knowing a lot of these names because they started off, nobody knew, and they worked together and built it up together. Now, when everybody sees them together, and they all have built their own established brands, but they're also building together, it increases the credibility in the marketplace. And so as a recap, we're going to talk about the pros and then I'm about to wrap it up. Number 1 is a bigger reach. When you collaborate with the right people, it shouldn't just be you partnering. And again, I've done that before. And it's, again, no disrespect. It's just, I'm just, listen, there comes a day where you got to draw a line in the sand and start being willing to have real conversations. Because people, I'm so sick of trying to be careful about what I say, because if I say the wrong thing, it's going to offend someone. If you are offended, then that has a lot to do with that person versus the person saying it, right? Now, of course, I'm never disrespectful, so that's a different conversation. Y'all notice I'm never gonna be disrespectful. I'm never gonna call out anybody. You might think you know who I'm talking about, but you 9 times out of 10 have no idea. But the truth is yes, I have partnered with people who where I had the bigger reach and they benefited way more in the collaboration than I did. And I thought I was doing something. I thought I was doing something. No, I was blessing them. And then I look back at some of that stuff too. Sometimes it pisses me off because I brought people into my circle and they've walked away making all the money and being benefited from. And it's like, but then we you know what I mean? Like it'll piss you off because you be like, dang, like what were not because of what they did, but because of what I was doing. Like, girl, why was you not remembering who the heck you are? Like people should be honored. And I don't care what level, like it pisses me off because I'm like, Taria, you gotta get your head together. And know when you get in these rooms, like people look up to you. You know what I mean? I'm like, girl, get it together. And anybody that I've ever partnered with, again, I don't care if it was up or down, but I appreciate them. But I learned a lot. Like, no, I can no longer partner with someone if because of you partnering with me, you get all of the benefit and I get none. That doesn't work for me. No more. We need to be getting value for value. Whether the value is because you got to reach, but you got the work ethic. It can't always be you doing all the stuff and then they just show up. No, 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 no. Does that make sense, everybody? Second, share resources. Again, this goes back to sharing that resource, right? And in our partnership that we have right now, all of us have our very own resources. Like we were talking on a group call the other day, and I don't want to name any like specific things, you know what I'm saying, that we're working on, but like I'll just make up something that like I'm like, you know what, I need to get a client on Good Morning America. And one of our partners, it's me, Ash, and Brian. One of the partners was like, "Oh, I know somebody. Like that's what I know somebody I can get you on the line with." That is what we mean by shared resources. And then vice versa. Hey, I got a client that's coming in and they need to get an entire speaker sheet design. Oh, okay, that's something I could do. Shared resources. And then stronger credibility. When you collaborate with people, it should increase your value in the marketplace, never decrease it. If you got some people that you partner with, they do some shady stuff, y'all, they're going to look at you too. So you want to make sure that when you partner with people, it's actually increasing your credibility. And again, this is the thing. People want to always partner with someone that's, doing way better. There are people who are just as, on the level. And well, we all are great. Just as we're all great, right? But there are people who are just getting started like you, or maybe they've been started. Maybe they've been doing business for a long time. They've got their network, and we can equally bring value to the table. Let's partner together and work together. Now, I'm going to say this disclaimer before I wrap it up. I got a discovery call. It absolutely is, Jaleesa. And I'm gonna be honest, like Jaleesa, if I could even tell everybody that's watching, like over the years, what I have come to learn is that like a real collaboration is formed through true relationship building. And it's not, sometimes it just does not happen overnight. We want to meet someone and say, hey, we should work together. And if we don't, and if that person doesn't get back to you, or it doesn't happen within the next 30 days, we'd be like, oh, they try to play me. There are some partnerships. Ash and I have known of each other for over, I don't know, 5 plus 6 years. We've known of each other. Brian was the one who I just had a chance to meet, but he's also been in the realm of book space for over 10 years. A lot of times when we're wanting these partnerships to happen, we feel that, okay, people funny acting, they don't want to partner with me. No, 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 no. Just because it's not right now does not mean it'll never happen. And never allow that to harden your heart. Never allow the fact that maybe, okay, this partnership is not going to happen, or collaboration is not going to happen right now, to harden your heart. I tried to recently at one time partner with a network, and the young lady was just not wanting to make it happen. And I had so many people that I knew I could bring to them. It didn't harden my heart. I didn't get upset about it. I didn't say, you know what, forget these people. I'm not partnering with nobody else no more. No, I didn't get upset about it. I allowed it to be an opportunity and a space to learn from it. Decide, is this something that I want to revisit, or is this something that I can stand on and create some other opportunity outside of it? We're not going to let stuff harden our hearts because people don't see it. We're not going to be upset because when we reach out to other people and we say, let's collaborate, they try to kind of hit us with the Heisman. No, we're going to keep going until we find some people. And you're going to stay graceful. That's why I got to tell myself, Taria, stay graceful, stay peaceful. It's people right now who, I wanted to do some partnerships with, and they kind of hit me with the Heisman. Okay, no problem. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep being grateful. I'm going to keep being a woman of God. And now, guess what? It's people I'm meeting on the first go round, and they like, oh, yeah, let's do something together. Oh, yeah, let's work. Let's get money. But imagine if it would have hardened my heart and I say, forget these people. And guess what? That same person that kind of hit me with the Heisman, who maybe hit me with the Heisman because they've also been hurt in collaborations. They've also been let down. And everybody's not at the same level of healing as I am. I don't allow myself to get caught up in a world where somebody is making a decision based off of something they don't even know about me. They don't even know me. It's just not going to do it. And I'm going to tell you, one of the most recent ending in partnerships that happened, it was because like this person is holding on, like they need healing. Everybody that did them wrong. Oh, that's another thing. You cannot partner with someone who needs the healing. If they coming into your collaboration talking about who did what to them in the past and how people have played them, it is going to be difficult. And it is not your responsibility to heal another person. It's your responsibility to be the best version of yourself that you can be. But I realized in understanding this person and loving this person that the partnership was not going to be able to work because they were holding on to unforgiveness that was leaking over into the partnership, which was causing a whole disconnect in our language. Beautiful person, too. Amazing person. But it was causing conflict. And so just know that that doesn't mean I give up on it, on the opportunity. And that doesn't mean that I have a problem with the person. It just means that situation right now was not going to work. So, Wilson, I don't know what book you pre-ordered, but you definitely could send an email to support. You can definitely send an email to support@bookrichprofitsclub.com. And I would love to be able to make sure we get your book out to you for sure. What book was it? Was it our book, The Voices of Change? Can't wait for you to read it. Yes, y'all. You see, look at this. I just be liking to show stuff like this. I pre-sale too, just so y'all know. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, but yeah, if you have a book, if you haven't gotten it yet, just send an email to support@bookrichprofitsclub.com. Even though you just came on my live and asked me a question about nothing I'm talking about. Was you listening to what I was talking about first? I just want to know. Well, you getting up here interrupting my live asking about your book, child. But yeah, we're gonna get your book to you. Support at Book Rich Profits Club. Hey Shanita, how you doing, beautiful? God bless you. God bless you. So anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this information on collaboration, y'all. I've just received just so much revelation over the past couple of months, and I'm just grateful. Y'all want me to go through these one more time? So the cons, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I mean like in detail, but the cons of collaboration: misaligned goals. Make sure you partner with people who got the same goals as you. Uneven effort. And remember, effort may not always be necessarily tied into like the exact work they do, but are they bringing equal value to the table? Loss of control. not not being in a space where you feel like, be in a space, understand in collaboration you are going to have to compromise. Everybody not going to see stuff the way you see it, but you got to be willing to compromise. But make sure you, in the process of the compromise, one of the cons could be that it might dilute your vision, and a lot of people don't like that. Now the pros, when you have the right collaborations, should get you a bigger reach. You should be able to share resources. Also, let me just explain to you what collaborations are as well when I get to that. And then stronger credibility. It increases your credibility. By the way, some collaborations are, for example, you investing into a coach. When you invest into a coach, does that person give you a stronger reach? I've had some people who literally, I was telling somebody this the other day. You're welcome, Tanya. Absolutely love one of our BPC family members too. We got a couple of them, Shanita. All of the folks that are in here. Shout out to all of BPC. Tammy, Renee. Shout out to all of BPC in the house. So a collaboration also may not necessarily look like just us partnering up. So when someone invests in coaching, you're giving value for value, right? And so in that collaboration, is this person, think about it, giving you a bigger reach? Well, there's many people who come into the BPC family, and just by being a part of BPC, they're now getting interviews for their podcast, they're getting speakers for their conferences. They are literally extending. There goes Dr. Stevie, also another BPC member. Their reach is extending. That's a good collaboration. Resources. Are you getting access to the resources? I had a young lady in our Inner Circle program. She was getting booked on so many podcasts, y'all. She was like, listen, I'm about to quit my job. I'm about to quit my job. I was like, girl, no, you need to get you some customers first. She hadn't really done no sales calls. But because we have the incredible resources, the media outlets, the podcasts, the all those things, the stages. How many of you guys are getting on stages and speaking in front? That's a great collaboration. Stronger credibility, being partnered or being under coaching under certain people, does that increase your credibility? Right? So anyways, I just want to share. So regardless if the collaboration is in partnership, the collaboration is in coaching, the collaboration, period. You got to look at what the pros and the cons, and I've just learned a lot along the way. So actually we have a brand new elite member who I'm getting ready to do. We have a new program now in Book Rich Profits Club. And for those who've been plugging into our author income summit, so I got to do a quick 30-minute call with him. Just identify his goals and identify which one of our programs is the best fit, because we have BPC Elite. But shout out to all the elite, y'all. We've got our mastermind coming up in a couple of weeks here in Atlanta. That's going to be phenomenal. Or if BPC Inner Circle Elite, we also have a program where we do the work for you. So we have a program now where we have this is a certain level of clientele, of course, where when they come in, we will ghostwrite the book for them. We will create all of their systems for them. We will also get them booked. We actually do the booking. So we pitch them to different stages, podcasts, and outlets. So literally they could just show up and be the greatness. And so that's another tier for those individuals who are coming in and just really want, like one of my clients recently, he's like, T, I just want to walk in and come and speak. Like, I don't want to have to be doing no marketing. I don't want to have to figure out the systems. I don't want to have to hire an assistant. I need y'all to do all of that for me. And so we have a program for that, for a certain level of clientele. And then of course, for those who are like, you know what, I'm not yet ready for the elite, we have our mastery that's available. If you go to bookrichprofitsclub.com, you can see that as well. And for that, Mastery, bookrichprofitsclub.com is literally selling 4 books a month. You can sell 4 books a month. And so this Monday coming up, we have Brian Johnson, who's going to be hosting our Monday night call. And so I like to share with people, the sun is moving, so the lighting is like getting weird on here. But he is our storytelling expert, showing you guys all about storytelling. And so Brian is going to be on the Monday night call, coaching and answering questions and all the things. Thank you, Stevie. And so he will be live this Monday. Last Monday, I did the call, and I went over teaching people how to pitch themselves. We have a software, so we're now going on to the second phase of the software. And everybody that's coming to the mastermind, I'm praying we're going to be able to have it rolled out so you guys can see it. Our elite members will get access first. But yeah, so we want to be able to show you guys how to get pitched and how to get on the platforms that are best for you. And so that's something that's coming up. And so, yeah, so this is the best time right now to be a part of this community, guys. BookRichProfitsClub.com. And I promise you, even within the community, you're going to find, and we had to really reevaluate, like, who is our client base? And honestly, our client base is that person who is earning a high income already, but ready to truly use their gifts. Like many of our members are executives, are already running, multi-million dollar businesses, but they're now ready to use their voice. They want to get on the stages, they want to get on the platforms, and that's what we're building over here in BPC. And so if you haven't had a chance to check it out, just go to Book Rich Profits Club. You see what Stevie, she dropped the link right there. So check out bookrichprofitsclub.com. You can join today, and you can even be on the call by Monday night. Yep, you can be on the call. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live, the pros and the cons. And for anybody that's watching this, maybe you were somebody, you might feel like I was talking about you in the previous partnerships. If I was, I mean, it's okay. Know that it is always love. It is always love, but we also have to start being real and honest with ourselves. And I'm always the one trying to save everybody. And I realize that I cannot be in a space where truly impacting the type of people if I'm always trying to bring someone up to believe what I'm believing for, bring someone up to have the same goals as me. No, we can't do that. You got to connect with people who already are seeing that for themselves in their business, in their lives, who are already seeing prosperity, who are already excited about the partnerships, who are not running around unhealed. We've got to make sure we get connected to those types of people and love the fact that we are in that space of understanding. And if you maybe need a little bit of healing, because everybody has to go through the process. If maybe you need a little bit of healing, first we got to be real with ourselves. Like, yeah, you've been hurt. People have done you wrong. It's okay. But like I know I said I was about to wrap it up. I really am. I promise you. And this is me rambling and being ADHD. But um, I was putting up a post like at the new year. I was like, yo, y'all be careful about who y'all be following on social media. There's people who try to dress up posting as if it's positive, but it's always negative attached. It's always be careful because people on here stealing your ideas. The only people that support you are the people that ain't your friends and family. Be careful. Because while they acting like they don't support you, they watching everything you do. Who even has that kind of time to be focused on stuff like that? First of all, if I think it, that's one thing, but to take time to actually put it on social media and attract that kind of negative attention. And this is the funny thing, you're going to find that when you put posts out like that, and a lot of people do it because it gets more comments, but that's because a large majority of people, when you look at the numbers of success, why is it that only 3% of most people, in whether it's entrepreneurship, careers, etc., why is it that 3% make 97% of the income? Because it takes a certain level of mindset. That means that it is not the majority, it is the minority who are doing the opposite. So of course, when you put a post up that has negative energy like that, you're going to get more comments because most people in this world are negative. I don't have time for it. I am not about to surround my energy space into something opposite of what I desire. I don't want to focus on the people who don't. I don't want to focus on the people who lurk. I don't want to focus on the people who don't support. That's not my problem. That is not even my life. I'm focused on the people who do. Like Shanita, Stevie, Tammy. I'm focused on the people who show up. Like Erica. Let me see. Wilson, Jaleesa. I'm focusing on the people who are being blessed. Like Karen, Baby Doll. Why would I be focused on the ones who ain't never commenting? Or the ones whenever time I post something negative, they always got something to say. Well, I don't post stuff like that anyways. I'm not doing that. Yes, positive vibes only. I'm not doing it. I don't got time for that. And so, yeah, man, it's people that need healing out here. And they dress it up with God and dress it up with scripture and dress it up with certain things. And you think that this is somebody that, oh man, they're just prolific. But pay attention to the posting, pay attention to the energy. And if that is you, let this now be a a conscious arrival that I need to work on myself. Cause I had to too. I had a post pull up the other day that was 10 years ago. Oh my God. I didn't delete it. I was like, I'm about to delete. You know how Facebook always reminding us how we talked? That post of what I put 10 years ago, and mind you, 10 years ago, I was in network marketing making money. The post I put 10 years ago was so reckless. I was like, wow, what I used to put on social media, the way that I thought, the energy that I brought into my life, I can't believe it. Where I've grown and what I choose to focus on and who God surrounds me around. Wow. Amen. Thank you. By the grace of God. It is only by the grace of God. Because, baby, my mouth was crazy on. And yes, I was posting this stuff because I knew the negative stuff would get you the comments. I knew talking about what people ain't doing would get you the comments. But guess what? All I was doing was attracting that into my life. And all that did was cause sorrow and pain and hurt and disappointment and disconnect and untrust. I couldn't even trust in people. God bless you, Malcolm. Hey, Malcolm, how you doing? Like, seriously, y'all. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I posted that. Like, what the heck was I going through on that day? Because, baby, yeah, man, we got to get aware. So everybody has to go through their healing process. And every single day, I am continuously working on myself. But that doesn't mean, y'all, that we shouldn't be out here working to work with people. All right, y'all. Y'all, God bless you. I mean, y'all have a wonderful bless. I'm still talking about Ignite the Profits from last year. It was such a vibe. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna be putting that. So I will say this, y'all. I'll tell you this, Stevie. You really should jump on this too, and even Shanita. So y'all know, um, uh, we had our network T Squared Impact, and unfortunately, we're not going to be having the network. And it's I want y'all to know there's no bad blood. Takara and I are still love each other, but we've just decided, just based on, again, this is just understanding each other's goals, and really right now I want to create a network. We're still going to have a network, but I want to create a network that highlights. Uh, First of all, this ain't the time to slow down. Charlemagne just got $200 million for the Black Effect. I said, you know what? God dog it on. So that's why I'm like, nah, baby, we about to launch it. And so I am. It's been a lot that we've been working on for Author All Stars. You know, that website is now up. The digital magazine, the partnership with Brian Ash and I, just making sure that gets found solid. Um, but we are going to be launching the network, and I am looking for some people. The way that we're going to do it, as far as the founders, it's going to be different. The people that I want to bring on, and I'll just put this out there, is I'm looking for people who, of course, want to have their own show. But what's going to happen is you'll be able to bring in your own shows and make your own profit with the network. And 9 times out of 10, we might be calling it the Vision Impact Network. I don't know. We'll work on it. But the blessing is that those individuals that do come in on the partnership, it's going to be a substantial amount of income that you're going to be able to make. And so your investment of being a partner means that you will be bringing in the shows and bringing in the profit. So that's just something I'm throwing out there. And I wanted to just let you guys know that we are in the creation of that. And you guys are going to be hearing about that probably within the next 30 days or so. I just have to work on one additional thing before I make, and I'm going to make this big announcement hopefully very soon. And I will be looking for about 10 founders that are ready to come on and not only have their own show, but help find some. You're not producing other shows, but you're gonna find some other shows to come on. And so we're gonna be definitely be doing that network. And truth be told, y'all, the only reason why I was launching the network is because I had been on their network and I just didn't like the way things were going. It was like the network had all these shows on there. It was a great network though, but I didn't see them doing any marketing. I was like, how I got a bigger reach and they got 200 shows on the network? Like, what? That doesn't make sense to me. Yes, like a talent scout. Absolutely, Stevie. So just imagine, Stevie. She need to say, yes, let's go, right? So yeah, like imagine, Stevie, because both of y'all got networks. So just imagine you say, okay, listen, I'm looking for some shows who want to come on the network. And then as a founder, you say, okay, great. This is what it's going to be to run per month. This is what it's going to be on the network. And because you are a founder, you're literally going to get paid for the onboarding when you onboard them because you're going to train them and stuff. And then you will also be getting paid for their show on the network. So there would be no and it's only 10 spots for that, but the founders would literally be able to run their own channel. So you would have your own channel within the network. It's gonna be fire. Like, I'm one of those that love to create opportunities, and I feel like this will be a huge blessing. It'll still be, of course, overall owned by yours truly, but then we're going to be bringing in 10 founders that will have their own, and it'll be a one-time investment. So you wouldn't even be paying, me monthly. It's just a one-time, but you got to be able to make that one-time investment. But I'm going to be making an announcement, hopefully in the next couple of days, because this is where I see it, y'all. Like, think about it. Because like as a partner, let's just say, for example, y'all want to start a business together, right? Okay, well, all the partners come together. That's what we've been doing too with Ashley. Like, we're running Agile. We're spending about every month right now on average. Our monthly ad spend is probably running us at about about $6,000, $6,000 to $10,000. But we actually want to get to where we are investing six figures in ad spend, right? However, in order for us to start running the ads, we all had to contribute at least $4,000 a piece. But the great thing is that we only had to do it one time. And once we did it the one time, we've already gotten our money back. So when I say the partners, you're going to be investing a one-time deal as a partner, but then you get to bring in your shows. And so, so I see some of you guys are interested. There is a one-time investment, just a one-time. And even if you had a previous show, unfortunately, because it's now just the Vision Impact Network, it's a totally different opportunity. But yeah, I see you three all the time. I know, right? Listen, Stevie is never missing a Monday night call. She get a chance to see us all the time. Stevie gonna be here in a couple weeks. Those of y'all who've been plugging in, did you plug into the Monday call, Stevie? The Monday call, right? Wasn't that fire? Wasn't the Monday night call fire? Shanita, I don't know if you made it on. Monday night's call was fire. I mean, I'm not saying because I was the one who did the call. I'm just saying it was kind of good. All right, y'all. Well, let me go ahead and roll out. So y'all just be on the lookout. I'll be talking to y'all about that as well. The opportunity to be one of the 10 founders and what that's going to look like because we got to now launch this thing off the right way. But I'm trying to wait until I got one more thing secured. And then I'll be looking for some people that want to be a founder in this. I'm going to just let y'all know I'm choosing 10, but I'm only really expecting like out of the 10 that get selected, because a lot of people will raise their hand and then just dissipate. If we get 10, I imagine 5 of them will start bringing on shows. Listen. These networks charge about $300 a month to have your show aired. So imagine if you just get 5 to 10 shows, you onboard them, you're going to be having, what, please? You put your books in the car right after the call? Yes, girl. How the books with ya? Okay, y'all. So my call is about to start in 7 minutes. I appreciate y'all keeping me keeping me what's the word? Y'all know I haven't streamed in so long, but keeping me connected. I don't know, talking with me for for this hour and a half. I've been on here for 59 minutes. But yeah, I was just really sitting here waiting for this strategy session call to start. So I'm about to start this, and then we're gonna go eat. It's Saturday. That's another conversation too about my Sabbath day. I'll have to do a live to tell y'all about why I'm streaming on a Saturday instead of at church. That's another conversation. Malcolm, you motivated? It's not bad though. It's very good. All praise be to God. Y'all know I'm still a believer that Jesus Christ walked this earth, right? Y'all do know that, right? All right, y'all. Why they got Drewski all on here with the girl that's a whatchamacallit model? She a OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Us hardworking ladies that stay off the internet. We're not showing our skin and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hello? It's like, you know what I'm saying? They be trying to talk like, oh, no, we don't want that girl. But yes, they do. Yes, y'all, man, y'all. Ooh, I got Valentine's Day event coming up too in Atlanta for those who can make it, February the 14th. We got a Valentine's Day event. All right, y'all. Well, God bless you. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Love you all.